Thank you for being here. Let me scoop you and let me know what's going on, okay? I am working on some nails for a Pretty Fingers by Robin plate that is coming out. And that was not it. That was numero uno. This is it. This is the one that's coming out. So I'm working on this set here and I have started it. And basically, I'm just doing a base. And then I am trying to create a couple of the scenes from the book using several of the Pretty Fingers by Robin plates here, and I will explain those and show those to you now. But right now, this is the only one that I have done, and it is the thumb. It is going to be on the right hand side. So it has the little window to represent the house, and then they have the table there and the little fish, right? So I went ahead and I have the cat in the hat. That's the one that I wanted to use. So I was looking at it and just seeing the way that some of the pictures are. So that's it right there. They're just sitting by the window with the table and the fish there. So that's what I'm doing here. And we are using several plates here. And those, I use this one for the window. Now put the numbers up and everything. But this is a window. I use this one right here. And then I use this one for my base, which we will be using as a, I think the name of this one, it might be rainbows. I'm not 100, but what I'm using is this image here, and we will be doing that together. And then finally, I'm using this one here, which is the one that's releasing this Friday with the different Dr. Seuss um, stories and stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. And I think what I'm going to do is use my base, my top, my yeah, my base coat, but not literally a base. So let me tell you what I have. I'm using this marker, and there's a honey nude. So that is the actual base on there. And then to stamp in, I'm using this blue and red from the Concerto Seas. And I know it doesn't look red here. It looks orange sort of, but it's absolutely 1000% red. You can see that it does look red here on the nail. So that's so strange. Maybe if I had a different, does that look more red? It doesn't matter, does it? It does not care for it. This one is an orange by Mundo de Uña, and it's the neon orange. Okay, so those are the colors I'm using outside of course, white. And I'm either using this green white, which is the one I've been using, or I may use this one too from Lantern and Red, whichever one is closest to me at the time. So let's get started. What I did do two coats of the honey nude here base, and I just wanted to have a color that was super light skin but wasn't any other color basically, unless it was white. And the reason for that is just the way that these pictures are illustrated in the book. They are mainly white, and they just have a little bit of color, and those colors are that blue and the red. Alright, so we just have our base coat there, only one coat. I will be doing another coat on that. So that'll be two. 60 seconds on cure. Okay, so here we are. We have the second coat of the base on here. So now it is ready to get the raindrops just like everybody else. So that way we can then add the actual, I guess, the actual stamps that you're gonna prominently see. This is more like a background, and this is going to be adding some characters and stuff to it from it, so that way it'll have a scene. Okay, so this lady has had two top coats of the base color, so now she is ready to receive the, what do you call these, raindrops here, and we are going to be picking them up in black. And we're just using this lantern and red here. And once that has been picked up, we're going to fill it in with the blue. And we're going to add a little bit of white to it. So that way, we'll have a little bit of a contrast from the raindrops and the design, which is that blue. So here we go, and I'm just going to pick it up real lightly. And there they are, and I'll be able to color those in. And I'm going to remove. This is kind of like the tedious part because you're coloring in all of these little tiny dots. And I am going to use my little magnifying glass here because they are so tiny. And I am telling you, I am blind. Let's take a look. Let's get those raindrops colored in here. And we're going to be using the blue with a little bit of white. And then get all of our little raindrops colored in here. A little bit of blue and mostly white. So it can have that contrast against each other. Let's go ahead and give blue hair. And we're going to do that contrasting thing, so we're not going to mix it with the white. So it'll be pure. To add this on here, should be dried, and these raindrops are coming down, so I'm just going to utilize the space that will give me the most coverage. Let's say right here. Boom, got the whole thing. Now on this one I will top coat because I'm going to layer this. So that's the reason why I'm going to do that. The chances of this not have gone on here properly are kind of slim because they're just, you know, a pattern here. So that's why we didn't top coat or protect our base. We'll go ahead though and put a little top coat on it to seal it. And allow that to dry before we can put a top coat on it. We'll be using a non-white top coat on it before we do this. The reason is if I were to put this on here and let's just say it slips or something, I don't like the way it looks, I won't be able to just wipe it down with just this. Acetone will absolutely take that with it. So that's the reason why I use a non-white gel on top, and it won't have any effect on it at all. Now we're going to go ahead and add these guys to the nail. I do believe that they are dry enough. So with the bigger nails, if it didn't completely fit the nail, then I would just use these little extra spots to hit up any corners that needed it. But with that one, it covered the whole thing. So we're good to go. We'll go ahead and add our top coat to it. and then get these guys ready to receive. I'm going to do these two end guys first, and then we'll do that one last. So I'm going to add this to it. Just kind of allow that to dry just a little bit. We want it to be semi-dry. Sticky. So if you put it all the way dry, it won't stick. If it's too dry, then it won't stick either, you know? So temperamental. That white stuff, top coat, I just kind of let that dry for about 2 minutes. This will cures 60. And now this should be ready to receive. And I'm going to put one here. And the other guy here. He's smaller, so I'm going to put him here on to this nail. There he is. Other guy. There he is. We have both of those little guys there. And we're going to protect their little faces by putting our little coat. And then we'll top coat them once this dries. This guy's ready to receive. We got our guys. And let's see if we can get our final stamp here between these two fingers. We're gonna try to get it like this. Trying to get it to come in right here. Right there. I'm just seeing where I should be putting his body. Okay, got it. We think we know. Put some of this on here. And just a little bit on this one. I don't think he's going to come any more than that. Let that dry for just a second. Maybe about 10 or 15. And these guys are already dry, so we should be able to cover him with our top coat. There he goes. Want to make sure he's definitely super dry. Let him dry up. And let's see if we can put this guy on here. I'm thinking big part first. I want that side to go onto the other, so I'm kind of going to put him towards this corner over here on the right. There he goes. I'm trying for his arm or his hand not to really tie. I want to take it with me. Oh! Let's see if we can transfer him right from there. Grab it. And in he goes. I'm going to try to grab him and make him pin down. He's kind of stretching. Look at that. Off from here and on to this one. And let's add our little umbrella to him. There he goes. Boom. Now he has a little tiny bit of his arm right here hanging. And I kind of want him on the other hand. I'm not going to lie. On his other one. So let's see if I can attach him somehow. Maybe I could just cut him and put him there. And this is just me basically not trying to... See, that one is fine. This is me not trying to lift it up twice. I got my little hand right there, and I'm going to pick him up with my stamper. You see him? That's his arm. Let's see if I can get his arm on here. I'm not making any promises, but if he gets on, he's good. There it is. There's that little arm. Okay, so now we have him there. From one to the other. And then I'm going to put on here the Cat in the Hat. And I'm thinking black to cover everything up. Or not cover, but like to overpower. So overpower the other colors that are on there. So here I go. I'm just putting this on here so that it can dry. Seal. And I'm not going to put anything on this one just yet because I'm not done. I'm still working on him. So let me get my words up here. And then we'll be able to put it on. Let me get a little cleaner on here. Here we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and pick up the words, the Cat in the Hat, right? See if we can get it. And what's tricky with these words is that you kind of want to lift lightly so that way you don't dip into it. It's always a pain in the culo for me. I'm not very light, you know what I mean? But there he is. Let's see if we can work with it. Get him out of there. He might be a little bit too thick. You see that? He's a little bit too thick. Let's do him once more. Let's see if we can get this dude. If he doesn't end my life tonight. Me and him gonna, fight. Alright, let's go. Got my guy here. He's wetter, so that's why I'm using him. I do want him to be kind of wet. There we go. Let me see if I can pull him coming this way instead. If he'll act a little bit better. My goodness, so many times. There he is. Do we want him? Nah, we don't. We don't even want him. Last time. Oh, for real, this entire desk is gonna be flipped. I'm flipping my table. Here we go. Uno más. I'm trying to go back and forth. Gotta be nice and wet. It's my flipping part. It's when I'm doing this, I'm doing too much. There it is. That's much better. A little bit lighter. Got it done. Let's get the guy in. I'm here to tell you. And he is going to be kind of wet still. So let's see. I almost want to get the again. And I did. Let me grab just that one little spot there. with a little bit of this tape so that I don't ruin my image. There he is. Alright, let's put him right over. And what it has is cotton, the hat, and I'm gonna get these separate because it so that I can pick better where I put my space. If I had him, then I have to try to. So let me do him right here, and then I'm gonna put the D right on top of that, and it won't be towards this side because I have a guy there. You know what I mean? I gotta protect my other image. Or at least let it show as much as possible. So here we go. Let's see how we feel after we put the on there. Here we go. This time I only want the. I just feel like this D is kind of close together. The H and the E. I don't like how close that is. Let me see if I can grab him lighter or coming in a different direction because he's very close. You know what I mean? See how you have the T and the HE are almost like, too close together, so it makes it kind of sloppy looking. So let's see if I can get him a little bit drier so he doesn't bleed so much onto the other guy. My goodness, this is giving me a run for my money. Like I have some. Okay, so that's a little bit better. I could work with that way better. I'm going to put this down or try to. It's just not as wet inside, but that's okay because of the way that it's. Nope, I don't love it. This little guy being so close to each other drives me loco. Alright, let's see if we can get him. Bendito. Giving us a run for our money over here. He's alright. He's okay. There's something about the H and the E to me that are so close that it makes it kind of hard. I wonder if I use a Z from another area, I'll be acting up. I mean, I just try to make it work for me. You know what I mean? Basically. Because I'm not perfect, but I don't love this D. Let's see. The cat in the hat with our little guy. I'm going to let him dry up. And I do dare to come in here. And once he's been put on, not as a reverse stamp, but once he's been put on, I do dare to go ahead and take my little guy and just see if I can just fill the rest of my cat right here. There we go. And see the rest of my N. Or Z. There it is. I never really honestly like messing with this because it's hard. I'm afraid that I'm going to mess it up. So I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it just like that and then put my little She Modern on it. I'm going to let it dry a little bit and then I'll be able to put some top coat and finish this guy up. For sure, the part about this that's the hardest for me, I would think, was my patience. I don't have any. It takes so much to allow this stuff to dry. I'd be like, oh, hurry up, get dry. I'm ready. I'm ready now. So I am not gonna top coat him. Maybe he might be ready. But I'm definitely for sure gonna top coat this. It's already done. He's already top coated. And they have their CZ Posy. So it's smelling delicious in here. It's smelling good. We're gonna let this guy cure for about 60 seconds. But let me tell you, that right there, oh my gosh. Y'all already know, it about killed me. And it's because you can see the H and the E. Let me put this to dry. It's like, and this guy's, he dry. He must be. I mean, this guy's already. Here we go. And then we'll be able to CZ posy and try these babies on. To be honest, that's my favorite part. I love trying these guys on. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. I'm very tempted, very tempted to remove this. I mean, they've got to go, of course, it's time. But I'm tempted to remove it and, like, not have anything. Just so that I can throw this stuff on and off. I don't know. I don't like doing too much craziness on my own hand. So we shall see. Let's do our final little thing. Let that CZ Posy dry on those two. And then I'll be able to try. Look at cute, look at cute. You know how it is, you got new nails. Oh, my little fellas are completely dry and ready for me to try them on. I will say I went with the black instead of the red because the red just didn't stick out, as much. And the drove me about crazy, the one at the top, because what's happening is that it is kind of stuck together here, the H and the E. There's just no line in between it. So, of course, I could have used that one or the one over here, which is perfectly fine. But I just went ahead and used it anyway. So, that's what it is. Let's go ahead and try these guys on, though. I'm excited for this part. This is the fun part. See, and that's about the length almost of my nail, pretty much. I almost usually have about that length. I would like to have it a little bit longer, to have a little bit more of a design, but this is as much as I could tolerate. Oh, I'm liking it. Let's go. Put these babies on. Let's go. See how we're gonna look. Here we go. Oh, how adorable. So cute. There he is with his little, holding up everything. The two cutie pies. And our scene here at the bottom with the fish. He's like, no, no, no. You shouldn't be doing this when your mom's not home. Listen up there, buddy. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. I really, really enjoy that. That's so cute. All right. Well, I do want to say thank you so much for joining. And remember, please go ahead and like, comment, I don't know, share, whatever type of thing. No, really subscribe. That's the one I need. Subscribe, subscribe. Be my friend. Okay, yeah. So that's enough. We're being super weird. All right. See you later. Bye. Peace. Love. Bye.